Well, hello everybody. I am so excited for you to join us. Welcome to our Fairy Tale Blog Hop Wrap-Up Party. This is so exciting. We've had a great week. We have been playing on different blogs. We've talked all about our favorite numbers, our favorite fairy tales. We're giving away books, and we are so excited to see each and every one of you. You are on the live broadcast. Go ahead and leave us some comment love below. We will be taking questions while we're here on air. We're super excited for this. And if you are on our replay, we would love to hear from you too. So feel free to leave us some comments. You can connect with us on social media. We would love to hang out. We're going to talk all about our favorite fairy tales. We're going to be talking about some books that you should be reading. We are going to hang out with some fabulous authors. So if our authors are here in the comments, please go ahead and let us know in those comments below. And unfortunately, because we are broadcasting in a Facebook group, Facebook has put up some regulations, so we can't actually see who you are, just that it is a Facebook comment. So we are definitely going to have to pull up some of these comments on my phone right now so that I can see what is going on. And we do have another author joining us in just a moment. Let me pull this up so that we can see who all is talking to us. And Shauna says, look at all of those fairy tale dresses behind you. Yes, this is actually inside of my studio, so I do photo shoots with all of these. Lots and lots of fun. My name is K.M. Robinson. I am the author of Golden, and I am joined today by author, let me see if I can get her name up here on my screen because I have lots and lots of things. There we go, Elizabeth Hopkins. She is joining us today. She's the author of Silver Hands. Guys, thank you so much for all the comments. We do appreciate you being here. Elizabeth, how are you? How's everything going?
Hi. I'm having a good day. I've been at a literature festival, so yeah, it's good.
Well, that's exciting. And Alicia Gale is with us as well. Hey, girl, thanks for joining.
Hello.
We are super excited for all of you to join us today. We have been playing so many fun, fabulous fairy tale related games, and we want to know, what is your favorite fairy tale? So jump down into those comments and let us know what your favorite fairy tale is as we hang out here on our live broadcast party. Alicia, how are you? How's your day going?
It's going pretty good. We're having a cloudy day in El Paso, which is pretty rare, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far.
That's so exciting. I have my phone here because, guys, we cannot actually see who is commenting, but we are thrilled that you are here with us. Lots of highs, lots of hellos, and we see that everybody is excited to be here hanging out with the fairy tale party. We've got some great questions here. Not quite used to, unfortunately, holding my phone. We do have some of our authors here. Tara Lynn Child is here. She is super excited to be joining us, and we are thrilled to see every one of you. So let us know in those comments, what is your favorite fairy tale? Elizabeth, do you have a favorite fairy tale?
I have a few favorite fairy tales. Yes, I have a few favorites. The one I wrote about on my blog was The Handless Maiden, because that's the one that I wrote my book Silver Hand about. But I also like Beauty and the Beast and The Glass Coffin as well.
Fantastic. Alicia, do you have a favorite fairy tale?
Well, I wrote my post about Tam Lin. I just really like Janet as a character because she takes charge of her own story. She rescues her knight by the end of the story. She does it when she's 9 months pregnant, and she hangs out at a graveyard and takes on fairies. So I just really think she's a really cool heroine.
I love that. Hey guys, jump in the comments. Let us know, what is your favorite fairy tale? All the fairy tales in all of the world, which one resonates with you the most? We want to hear from you. We're going to give you some shout outs if you are dropping a little bit of comment love in those comments below. As for me, I definitely have a couple of favorite fairy tales. If you checked out my blog post, you know I am a huge fan of Rapunzel, and that is because I have very, very, very long Rapunzel-like hair. But I also am a big fan of Goldilocks, and I was obsessed with her when I was a child because she had golden hair. Now, I have always been one of those people who was very upset that people would paint Goldilocks as someone with white blonde hair because I had golden hair growing up. If I went into a store and I matched my hair color to the hair dyes, mine was golden. It's very similar to what I have now, and it's not that white blonde color that most people portray her. So I was always a little bit upset about that. But I always wanted to know why she was in that house because it didn't make sense to me that Goldilocks would just kind of walk into a house, set up shop, and then just run away when people showed up. So I wanted to know the real story of Goldilocks, and I've always been obsessed with the real story behind the stories ever since I was a little girl. And we read the true story of the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf, and it kind of tipped it on its head and gave us a brand new perspective on that. So I've always been obsessed with learning the true stories behind the stories, and that was one that I had to know. It took me years and years and years to figure out what Goldilocks' deal was, but I absolutely love it now that I figured out what it was. If you are here live with us, go ahead and let your friends know that you are hanging out at the party. Hit that share button so that people can see that we are live and on air talking all about our favorite fairy tales today. And we want to know a little bit more about you guys. We thank you for joining us. The more comments you leave us, the more we have to talk about. If you have questions for any of the authors here, go ahead and drop your questions in the comments below. We will be answering those in just a little bit, whether they are for us on air or the people in the comments as well. So if you've got questions for any of our authors, go ahead and leave those today. Now, ladies, I have another question for you. In addition to just loving fairy tales in general, which fairy tale would you love to write that you haven't already written? And for those of you in the comments, who or what story would you love to write if given the chance? Alicia, what do you think? If you had the opportunity to write another fairy tale, what would it be?
I mean, I would probably do a Cinderella retelling if she's just one of those characters that I feel like there's got to be more to the story of why she stays there when she's clearly unhappy. What's the deal with her dad? There's just so many sort of unspun narratives to that story. I like the ball at the end. There's usually all kinds of twists you can put on why that's happening, why they're going to leave the fate of their kingdom up to, you know, whichever girl he chooses that night. So that would probably be one I would visit in the future.
Fantastic. I'm a big fan of Cinderella, and I feel like you have a really remarkable twist to that as well. Elizabeth, what do you think? If you had the opportunity to write any fairy tale, what would it be?
There's a really great Danish one called The Green Knight, which is about a girl who's she's kind of different, and she says the person she wants to marry is the Green Knight, which she actually death, but her father goes out and searches and he is actually someone called the Green Knight, and he kind of sends this sort of reads what comes through it. And I would definitely like to write that. That would be a really lovely one.
Fantastic. If you are in the comments, if you are hanging out with us live, we want to hear from you. Let us know what fairy tale you would love to write if given the chance. What would you love to twist up and change just a little bit? I will say I am a big fairy tale retelling person when it comes to my own books. I have a whole bunch of them out. I am working on a few new ones. If you are following me as an author, you know I've got some really interesting things coming up a little bit later this year. And I will say I am actually doing a little bit of a twist on Hansel and Gretel coming up in the not too terribly distant future. My fans don't know that, so surprise. That would be the next one that I would love to tackle. So pretty excited for that. I think we're going to have some really cool things going on. We do appreciate you all being here. If you are absolutely loving this, if you are having fun with this, go ahead, click that share button, and let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you guys. Ladies, we all know that fairy tales have some really interesting worlds created around them. There's so many things that the characters go through. Do you feel like you would survive inside of a fairy tale world? Elizabeth, do you think you are actually going to be able to survive in a fairy tale world?
If I got in my glass coffin and went to sleep, I might survive that way.
That would be interesting. Alicia, do you think you will be able to survive inside of a fairy tale world?
I think I could probably do okay, but it would depend on the type of fairy tale world we're in. I think if we're actually in like a fairyland, I know enough to not eat the food there or anything like that. If we're in another planet or any kind of like wilderness situation, no, I would not.
Let's see. We've got some comments from people. Um, I'm just gonna read them. Sorry, the phone's not working for me here. I think I'd really enjoy a retelling of Goose Girl. Pretty sure I know who said that. We do have comments that they would love to read those stories. They sound cool. People are sharing the video. Thank you guys so much for sharing the video. We do appreciate that. Someone who is hanging out with us does think that they would survive. So good for you guys. I know that there's a lot of different worlds that we could potentially be living in within a fairy tale setting. I feel like I want to say I would survive. Really, I mean, if we're going more of like the darker version of fairy tales, I don't know if I would. But let's just assume that I will. Let's just say I'm scrappy enough. I don't know. We'll see. All right. If you have questions for us, if you have comments for any of our authors, go ahead, let us know. We would love to hear from you guys. And we are taking questions to be answered today. So if you have questions about our books, about how we write, about how we chose to write the fairy tales that we have written, go ahead and let us know, because we want to know what your most burning questions are today. So ladies, what is one fairy tale that you have never seen retold, or something that you don't often see retold? Because we know a lot of fairy tales are done quite frequently. What's one that you would absolutely love to see that you haven't really seen before, Elizabeth?
I would love to actually see, sorry about the quality, by the way. I would love to see Glass Coffin by the Grimms, which is one of my favourites, and it's not well known. A tailor taken to an underground world where there's a girl in a coffin and miniaturized and filled in a glass case, which actually is her kingdom that's been miniaturized. Yeah, that would be really interesting. I like that.
Fantastic. We do have a comment in the comment section saying, I would definitely survive the darker fairy tales. I think I'd stand a chance. So hey, good for you. I'm glad that you would be able to survive those darker fairy tales. There's so much going on. I feel like, maybe you can speak for this as well, but I feel like books have really trained us to survive some of these darker tales. What do you think? Well, I am super excited because we are talking all about fairy tales today. Alicia, what is one fairy tale that you would love to see rewritten that isn't really done very much?
I think that I don't see too many Swan Lakes. It could just be that I personally haven't run across them, but I just think there's a lot of potential with all of the swans and all of the stories of the different girls that are there. And I have, I guess, seen where she's the only swan, and then I've seen where she's one of several, I think. But I'm always really curious in the transformation type stories. Um, and the other one that I really would enjoy would be King Thrushbeard, which is very Taming of the Shrew. It's two very unlikable people that make it all the way to the end of the story. She is too stuck up for her own good, so her father marries her off to this beggar, and he makes her life miserable, only to reveal that he's a prince by the end. And just wacky hijinks ensue all the way to the end of this story. So I would really enjoy that retelling. I think there's so much comedy there.
Fantastic. Well, maybe that should be the next one you write. Just saying, just volunteering you here. We do have some comments here hanging out with us. I'm so sorry, the guys, that we can't see your names and your faces. Usually this is available to us, but because we are in a group and Facebook has imposed some new rules, we unfortunately cannot see who you are while you're hanging out with us here at the party. But someone wanted to say the Maiden Without Hands and was surprised to see, oh, Elizabeth already has one. So very exciting there. I see a comment that someone would love to see a twisted version of The Brave Little Tailor. That is a great one. Guys, there are so many out there that people have not touched on yet, and I love seeing when people pull these lesser known or these lesser talked about fairy tales and just kind of twist them up and bring new life to them. Absolutely love it. If you have more ideas on what people should be writing and you would absolutely love to read, go ahead and drop those down in those comments below for us. We would love to hear from you. Ladies, I think it's time we talk about our books. We have so many books that we are talking about. within our Fairy Tale blog hop. So if you guys have not been with us for the Fairy Tale blog hop, we are super excited to be talking all about different fairy tales. We are very, very excited for this. Shauna says that Annie is available for video if you can bring her in. I can, but I will have to grab the link and post that. We're going to be talking all about different fairy tales, and we are, let's see, I am going to attempt to get this in here for Anne so she can join us as well. Just got to get a couple of steps there. There we go. And I'm going to drop that in the comments in just a moment. We're talking all about our fabulous fairy tales today. We've been doing this blog hop, so if you've gone from page to page to page, you have been finding our favorite fairy tales, you've been finding numbers, and there's a massive prize at the end. We are giving away paperback versions of our books, which we're so excited about. This is open internationally. It will be announced in a few days. Shauna is going to go ahead and pick our winner from everyone that has entered the contest. It's so great, so good. You're going to get so many great books. Right now, we want to tell you about a couple of them. So as I go ahead and drop this link into the chat box for Anne, Alicia, tell us a little bit about your book, Trial by Song.
Okay, so Trial by Song is a retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk. It is set present day, in which he travels to fairyland instead of going up into the clouds. And it deals with him stealing the harp. And it is a magical harp, and the fairies do not enjoy when you steal from them. And so he spends the entire book trying to stay one step ahead of the Wild Hunt, who has been dispatched to try and bring him back. And there are a few other fairy tales that are sprinkled in and different narrative threads. So if you like mashups, I definitely think you should check it out. It is... he's one of 7 brothers, so if you like family stories, their sibling interactions, a lot of people really seem to enjoy them because the brothers have very defined personalities. They don't always like each other, they don't always get along, but they are family, so they've got his back for all of the things that he brings down on his own head.
I absolutely love this, and I love that you've taken this twist to Jack and the Beanstalk, which is one that we do not see very often. So I love that you've jumped in there and you've really mashed it up and created something amazing for us. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here hanging out with us, go ahead and leave a little bit of love for Alicia and Trial by Song. If you've read it, let us know how much you love it. And if you're interested, go ahead and leave her some comment love saying that you are going to be checking it out. And if you do want to check it out and you have not played our Fairy Tale recommendation game yet, we do have a recommendation game for you. You can go to fairytalerex.k.m.robinsonbooks.com and play through an interactive choose-your-own-adventure game where you can decide which path you are going to be taking. And at the end, based on all of your decisions, you get a book recommendation. And we give away a sampler ebook of all of the books involved within this Fairy Tale blog hop. So you will get to read the first chapter of all of these books. We're so excited. If you want to try it out, grab your copy by playing the game, and then grab your copy and let Alicia know just how much you love Trial by Song. We've got people saying that they are going to check it out for sure. They are super excited about your book. Oh, somebody just got their copy of Trial by Song in the mail today. Check that out. That's pretty fancy. Elizabeth, we are going to turn over to you. Tell us a little bit about your book, Silverhands.
Yeah, Silverhands is a retelling of Maiden, the Brother's Grimm, and it's set in the golden age of sail. It's kind of lost with Gulliver's Travels. You know anything about Gulliver's Travels? And actually, slightly lesser known book 3 is what it's made on, which is quite bad. So it involves it involves the high seas, and it involves Edo period, which is where the country, and it's Bill Cole Margaret who is betrothed to a mysterious and sinister man, and Gelder. He's trying to confront her, and she's waiting for you to escape, and that's where her adventure starts.
Fantastic. Annie is with us. We have her joining us now, so we're super excited to see you. We are going to talk about We can hear you.
All right, woohoo!
Fantastic. We are so excited to see you guys, and we thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us today. If you want to try Elizabeth's book, you can actually get your hands on a copy of the beginning of it by going to fairytalerex.k.m.robinsonbooks.com and playing through the game, and you can see if this is the perfect fit for you. I'm so excited to dive into it. I think it's going to be a really fun story. And I see in the comments that we're getting a lot of love for all of these books. We're super excited for each and every one of you to be hanging out with us, and we're even getting some really great recommendations. If you guys have recommendations for us, go ahead and jump down into those comments and let us know which fairy tale retellings we should be hanging out with. And again, if you have questions, if you have comments, let us know, because we're going to be answering those in just a few minutes. Annie, hi, how are you?
Hey guys, sorry I'm a little late to the party today, but I made it, so that's good.
You did. We're super excited. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, so my story is called A Touch of Gold. Here's the advanced reader copy here. I just arrived a little while ago. It's about the cursed daughter of King Midas, who has kind of a curse of her own, and she has to set out against pirates and betrayers and thieves and sirens and a whole bunch of different things on her quest to get her father's gold back when it gets stolen. So, fun way adventure.
I love that. Now, when does this come out?
August 14th.
Oh, so it's coming right up.
I know, and it's my first book, so this has definitely been pretty exciting.
Well, that is so fun. Guys, leave her some debut love in the comments below. It is so much fun to have your first book out, and I feel like retellings are the best way to make your debut, so I'm just saying.
Right? I'm taking a cue from your guys' books, so, you know, I'll follow what you did.
Fantastic. All right, guys, we want to hear from you. What are you most excited to be reading from fairy tale retellings? Let us know what you want to see. I am going to tell you just a little bit about a couple of my books, because I do have quite a few retellings. So bear with me here real quick as I kind of race through these. I have the Golden Trilogy, which is my young adult retelling of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Goldilocks was never naive. She was sent on the mission, and Dove Bear is her new target. And so she has been sent on this deadly mission to destroy the bear family. When she gets there, she figures out that it's not quite what she had been told, and she has to decide which side of the game to play, and can she save everyone? Probably not. So lots of fun, lots of danger, lots of torture in that one. It's great. I love it. And it actually hit number 7 in the entire Amazon store, so I was pretty excited about that. If you want to get your hands on a copy, it's free. So you can actually go to goldeninfo.k.m.robinsonbooks.com and get your hands on a copy of that now. I also have Virtually Sleeping Beauty, which is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty meets virtual reality game. Sleeping Beauty is trapped in a chair in our world, stuck inside of a video game, and the prince has to go in and help her beat the game to save her in the real world. Except when he gets there, she doesn't really need his help. She's kind of got this, and she's better at the game than him, so he gets to be eye candy and help her defeat the digital dragons and the evil witches and magicians and queens. It's pretty fun. Then I also have a retelling called Along Came a Spider and its companion, And They'll Come Home, which is a hacker retelling of Little Miss Muffet, Spider, Little Bo Peep. They're trying to destroy an evil villain called Piper, and there you have to use their hacker skills to do it. So I'm pretty excited about that. I also have a Little Mermaid retelling inside of the Of the Deep Mermaid anthology, which is a dark, twisted version of The Little Mermaid, where the human girl gets sent into the sea and she has to get her legs back. It's interesting. And then, of course, we've got Jaded, which is not exactly a retelling, but it is very similar to Beauty and the Beast. So lots and lots of retellings for me. If you guys are interested in any of those, you can check them out. We're going to check in with the comments, guys. Let us know what you are thinking of all of these books. I'm seeing Love That. Ooh, the cover is gorgeous, and it sounds like a fantastic read. I really wish that I could see all of your names and faces, so I'm sorry that I can't speak to you specifically without pulling my phone up. But we are thrilled to pieces to have each and every one of you here. And if you have questions, if you have comments, now is a great time to ask those. Annie, we didn't get to check in with you earlier, but I wanted to know, do you have a favorite fairy tale? What was it that you talked about on your blog?
Oh, Beauty and the Beast was the one I talked about, and I love it. And I think it's one of the ones that, you know, we talk about these retellings, and I wanted, like, you know, so many of the books that you have, I'm like, okay, one, I want to read those, and two, I want to do, like, my own twist on everything, like, you know, Goldilocks and everything else. But Beauty and the Beast is like the one I feel like I can't touch, at least not yet. Like, it's so good to me that I'm just like, I love it. And I know some people are like, Stockholm Syndrome, and I get it, you know. But on the same hand, I'm just like, it's just such a wonderful story. I think I love Belle because she's a reader, just like, you know, most of us are, or hopefully all of us. And she's smart and she's witty, but she cares for her family. She still sets out to go and save her father. Like, she's not just going to sit back and let things happen to her. She goes out and makes things happen. So that's why I really love Belle.
I love that. Now, if you had a chance to write any story, aside from the one that you already wrote, and obviously Beauty and the Beast, what would you choose to write if you could?
Oh, I think I would want to do The Princess and the Glass Hill. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. I think it's Norwegian. Don't quote me. But I would love to write a retelling of that. I just always loved that story, and I think that would be a cool one to retell.
Fantastic. We've got some great comments. Shauna is saying, and I'm not sure, I'm guessing I can see Shauna because she is in charge of the group here, and I can't see the rest of you. But she is saying that she's never read a Miss Muffet retelling before. And I'm going to guess that this is Alyssa hanging out with us saying that she loves Spider in my retelling. So thank you, Boo.
I love your retellings. I mean, I was like, oh, adding that to my list. I was like, I have to go read those right away.
There's so many great retellings out there, right? And that is why I love the recommendation game that we have put together for this blog hop, because we actually get to play through a game. I've heard it's kind of humorous, which I'm quite grateful for because I was just trying to make it entertaining. I didn't realize I could be funny. I guess I was funny in it. But we've had a lot of fun playing it. I can kind of see some of you when you play through it. So I know people were playing it right before we came live because I got all of those notifications. And at the end, you get this chapter from each of these books, so you actually get to see if it's going to be a good fit for you before you go and grab this copy of this book. So there are so many options available to you. We have so many books crammed into the sampler, and we would love for you guys to check it out. Make sure you go over to fairytalerex.k.m.robinson books to play the game, and you can go through this adventure. You are going to be working with dragons, and there's an evil sorcerer, and we have to save the king, and there's all sorts of fun and fabulous places that you can go within this story. So everybody gets kind of their own version of the story, and it all ends in a recommendation for you that would be an amazing fit, we feel, for you guys. Plus, you get that sampler to check out all of the different books. Seeing in the comments that people love Belle. Yes, I love Belle. Belle is amazing. I feel like Belle is a role model to all of us because she is a reader and she is so innovative. People are saying that they love Beauty and the Beast, but it does seem quite the challenge to find a new take, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And that is one of the things I love about all of these authors. We have taken stories that you know, that people have grown up with, that people love, and found these incredible twists on them. So let's pour out all the praise and all of the fabulous comments for everyone who has done retellings within this blog hop, because we have put so much effort into this, and people have done a great job bringing such an entertaining level of new twists to these stories. So leave us a little bit of love and let us know what you love, if you've read any of these books or which ones you're super excited to read. More comments saying that the game was funny. I'm so glad, because I'm not a funny person. So the fact that that worked out in my favor, I'm going to run with that. And unfortunately, it is a one-time game. But if you do want more games, I'm going to be honest, I have other games over on my Facebook page. So if you actually like my books, if you check out my stories, 3 of them currently actually have these choose your own adventure interactive games. You can see what your choices within this game do to affect the storyline. So you will actually see things that you've taken in this game, in the mission, and put into a scene that the main character then uses. Or you gather information that then maybe saves a person's life or maybe not. So you can check those out. Lots of fun. There's so many things that you can do to play through these games. All right. We are here hanging out. If you have questions, if you have comments, go ahead and let us know. We are going to be wrapping this up in the next couple of minutes because we are right at the top of our hour. We were aiming for about half an hour. We're going to talk for just a few more minutes, and we would love, love, love to hear from you guys. People are saying sweet in the comments. I'm totally making a TBR full of all of these books. I love fairy tales that much. Listen, me too. Me too. All right, ladies, we are going to check in with each and every one of you and let people know where they can find you. If you are one of our authors who was participating in the blog hop, now is a great time to jump in those comments and leave your website and your social media so people can find you. And then those of us that are on the camera live, we're going to give you our information, but we will also jump into the comments afterwards so that you can connect with us on social media. We want to hear from you. We want to be friends with you. We want to have conversations with you. So please make sure you are reaching out to us and chatting with us on social media so that we can connect. Promise we don't bite. We won't put any magic spells on you. We're not that kind of fairy tale author, but we do want to hear from you guys. So connect with us. We would love to hear from you. Alicia, tell everyone where they can find you.
Okay, you can find me on my Facebook page, which is Facebook/author Alicia Gale. And then there's my Instagram page, which is at author Alicia Gale. And then there's my Twitter, which is Alicia_Gale. And I'll put it in the comments if you have trouble spelling my name. But yeah.
Yes. Elizabeth, let me turn your sound on and you can tell us where to find you.
You can find me on my website, which is elizabethhopkinson.uk. And on Twitter, I am at hidden_row. And on Facebook, I am at Elizabeth Hopkinson Author. And then if you go on the website, there's links to loads of things.
Fantastic. All right, Annie, let us know where we can find and connect with you.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at author Annie Sullivan. I'm on Instagram and Twitter both at ANNSULLIVA, so kind of part of my name in there. I have a website. You can just Google author Annie Sullivan, and if not, I just hope to meet you at one of those social media things and interact with you because I love talking to readers.
Fantastic. And I am K.M. Robinson. You can find me at K.M. Robinson Books on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. You can also find me over on YouTube, where I have rebroadcasts of all of my live broadcast shows, including my live broadcast co-hosted show, Young Adult Edition, where every single Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my co-host Elle Beaumont and I are interviewing different authors. We're talking about book world topics. We are going to be bringing book world news and new releases. It's fun. It's fabulous. We talk with authors and book world professionals and book reviewers. And we would love to see you guys there or to have you on. All of you authors are welcome to come join us. We would love to have you for an episode. And of course, you can come hang out on my website, k.m.robinsonbooks.com, where you can have access to my world portals for all of my different stories behind the scenes. There's videos, there's artwork. It's amazing. I would love to see you guys there. If you couldn't tell, I'm a very social person. I want to hear from you guys. I want to be friends. So whether or not you are reading my books, please come reach out, come hang out. We've got games, we've got party favors, we've got free books. There's lots of fun and fabulous stuff, and I would love to connect with you guys. So reach out. We would love to hear from you. And make sure that you are checking in the comments where our authors are going to be dropping all of their links, and all of our authors who were not live on air with us today are dropping their links as well. We'll make sure we get all those in there so you guys can connect with us. We know you've already been to our blogs, but if you have not, jump on our blogs, get those numbers, get them over to Shauna, because we are playing this amazing contest for paperback books of all of the books we have been talking about, or most of the books we have been talking about today. We would love to have you guys check that out. And we have a number of free books out from some of our authors today as well, so you can get your hands on copies of those. And one more time, I want you to go over to fairytalerex.kmrobinsonbooks.com, play the game, get your recommendation, get that sampler ebook with the first chapter of all of these stories, and then decide which ones are right for you. We would love, love, love for you guys to come join us. Seeing lots of love down in those comments below. Keep sharing your retelling recommendations for us. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We've got some great websites in there, lots of great social media comments, and we are so excited to be hanging out. Lots of love for Instagram I'm seeing in these comments. So guys, connect on Instagram. If you have been hanging out with us on Instagram, come join us over on our Instagram platform. IGTV is a brand new platform. I don't know if you ladies are taking advantage of it, but I certainly am. And we are, for me, I'm starting a brand new show called Twisted Tuesdays where I talk all about retellings. So you guys might have to come join me over on IGTV as well. Thank you guys one more time so much for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you being here, and we will see you again soon. We are planning some more fairy tale fabulousness, And if you do want to come hang out with me over at Young Adult Edition, I would love for you to join me on Monday, July 9th. Like I said, we're there every Monday at 10 a.m., but we are going to be doing a special fairy tale retelling episode on July 9th, and we would love to have you guys come join us, talk more about all of our fabulous retellings. And if you've read any of the ones we talked about today, we would love to chat about that with you as well. Thanks so much for being here, guys. We will see you again soon. Until then, stay inspired. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.